my speech is about texting and driving. I want to ask a question. Is responding to a text message or posting a status that important? Do you have to respond to it right away? Does it have to be done in the middle of driving? Do you have to risk your life and everyone else's just to respond to somebody? It is said that by distraction.gov that when you take your eyes off the road to read a text message, it is at least for 4.5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, driving 4.5 seconds is the length of a football field. That is a very long time to not be looking at the road, considering that accidents can happen in a split second. It takes the jerk of a wheel or, swerve over a little bit, hit your brakes at the wrong time. That's all it takes, and the results can be fatal. The number of deaths due to texting and driving is mind-blowing. According to the Department of Motor Vehicles, it is said that the number one cause of teens between the ages of 15 and 20 are actually car accidents. That's really scary to think about. So it is also said that over 2.5 million people in the United States are involved in car accidents, and it is said that 37,000 of those car accidents every year are fatal. When you think about it, there's about 318.9 million people in the United States. If we keep doing this to ourselves, the human race is going to be due for extinction before we know it. So that's scary to think about. Of the 2.5 million people that have been in car accidents, 1.6 million of those car accidents were due to texting and driving. That is over half the car accidents a year are due to texting and driving. If that doesn't scare us, I'm really not sure what will. Each year, it is said that over 330,000 accidents are caused by texting and driving. That's the number of car accidents. That is really scary. It also is said that 78% of distracted driving is from texting. So just think of that right. If the numbers didn't make sense, 78% of the driving is from texting and driving. So that's really scary. Distracted.gov also stated that you are 6 times more likely to get into a car accident while texting and driving than drunk driving. That was a fact that really surprised me. I had no idea about that. Distracted.gov also states that texting and driving is the most alarming distraction that we have. Now, let's discuss teens and texting and driving. I know my son is 11 years old, and I am terrified for him to get on the road. And to the parents whose children are on the road right now, I pity you because I could not even imagine. I am really terrified for my son to get his license, but that's a whole nother story. It has been said that teens are actually 400% more likely to get into a car accident because of texting and driving than an adult is. 25% of the teens that distracted.gov polled is said that you respond to 25% of teens will respond to at least one text message while driving every single time that they drive. 20% of these teens admitted to having full conversations while texting and driving. So who knows how long and how far they were going. 55% of the teens actually stated that they are totally capable of texting while driving. So the University of Utah did a study on distracted driving, and it has been decided that the reaction time of a teen who texts and drives is actually the reaction time of a 70-year-old. So there was a really sad story that I read about, and it was about a young girl. She was 16 years old, and she ran a red light because she was posting a Facebook status. She had friends in the car, and they had already asked her to get off her phone because she had swerved. And she ran the red light, and she unfortunately hit a vehicle that had a father and a daughter in it, and they both passed away. So that girl is doing jail time right now, and 3 lives are ruined, all because of a split-second decision to post a Facebook status. Is it that important? That's we get back to the beginning. Is it that important? There are so many devastating stories that I read like that are out there from teens that are texting and driving. It's truly sad. I know I'm guilty of it myself. I listen to a lot of music on my phone, so I'm always in my phone putting music on. And whether it's in my phone or on the touch screen on my car, I'm still distracted. I'm still not looking at the road, and I still don't have 2 hands on the wheel. And it is said to drive properly and non-distracted, both hands should be on the wheel. You shouldn't be doing anything else. There's so much to watch around you. So I know that I am guilty of it. So after listening to the staggering numbers and statistics in distracted driving, are you going to think twice about picking up the phone when you get in the car? Are you going to go home and maybe talk to your kids about distracted driving? Because I know that's going to be a conversation for my son and I know I need to set a better example for him because he sees me on my phone